was doing right there. Duran took a hard blow to the face. He wasn't feeling well. He had to leave the game to be evaluated. He wasn't able to return. We'll continue to evaluate him, and hopefully he'll be okay. And that's straight from our doctors. So as far as the game, a great battle. We accomplished a lot of the things that we wanted to accomplish, but our margin for error is not very big. And we would never get over the hump offensively because we didn't shoot it as well. We played well around the rim, but we didn't shoot it as well. And a couple things like miss a block out. I think it was a 2-point game. It was a 2-point, and it goes to 4. I mean, those things are they're monumental in a game that's coming down to the wire like that. So highly disappointed. We know we lost to probably a great team. And when you look at the numbers, which I've just looked at, barely, very even in a lot of areas. So when it's like that, it's going to come down to, and we, obviously we were playing without Duran, we were playing without Jawan Thomas at the very end, but we haven't used that as an excuse or a burden inside our program, and we're not going to start now. It is what it is. But we've got to continue to take care of what we can take care of. It doesn't mean we're going to get the ball. We can't miss blockouts. We can't have that. We can't be late on a rotation coming out of a timeout. Those type of things. But it was a great crowd, great atmosphere. I'm certainly proud of how hard they battled and competed and played through things. But again, like I said, our margin for error is not high at this present time, and we've got to do a better job of handling the details of the game. Go ahead.
Tom, do you have a sense for how that double foul changed the game towards the end?
Oh, yeah, it was momentum. I mean, no question. I'll have to watch the film, but it was no question. It's a one-possession game with that basket, right? Was it one-possession game?
It was,
Wouldn't have been one?
down 5.
Yeah, potentially if they call foul, I mean, the basket went in, right?
Yeah.
You're either getting the 2 points or you're getting an and one. So, yep. That's not much more I can add than that, but definitely momentum.
Tom, defensively, you were able to contain Hobbs, you contained Swanigan for the most part. Let's talk about that. But how do you do
Biggest thing was the three-point shooting. I mean, they were shooting 45% going into the opponent's arena in the Big Ten. And as good as Haas and Swanigan are, you've got to defend the three at a very high level against them and in transition. And for the most part, we did that. But so did they. Our shooting, I think we're 8 of 34, I think. Is that right?
8 or 24?
No, with our three guards. 8 of 34.
Right.
Yeah, 8 of 34 with our three starting guards. That's not good. That's not good. So again, I go back to our margin for error. We're not just lighting it up. And again, I thought James did a good job for a guy that's practiced sparingly the last couple of days. And again, to have an expectation that he's going to come out and play great basketball on his first night back, no, I don't think any of us had that. He missed shots he usually makes, but would have been a great win because we got a lot of really good effort plays. Thomas was phenomenal at times tonight, no question about it. Zach McRoberts came in and battled. Freddie McSwain continues to get better. He came in and battled. But again, we didn't shoot it as well. And a couple mistakes, a couple momentum changers, and they come out with the win.
Tom, the block out you've mentioned a few times, is that the P.J. Thompson offensive rebound?
Yeah. He should have just been blocked out. Yeah. It's a tough one, right? I mean, you're in the area. Guard rebounding is huge in this game. Because it's going to be a battle, right, with the front line. And I haven't even totaled up what our guard rebounds were. But when we've been really good, that's part of we had 13. Yeah, we had 13. Yeah, that's part of making up for that margin of what we don't have with OG. And it's Jawan is good. I mean, he's still not even. I mean, it's a fact is a fact. He's not even close to being the level of explosive athlete that he is. He's not. But I give him a lot of credit for he's cleared, and obviously, but I give him a lot of credit for the way that he's battling and working through things. But he's not the player that he is when he's healthy. But so our guard rebounds are huge. And if you're not going to get the ball, you've definitely got to block out. Those things get over magnified when you're in a close game like this, and in the sense that we just don't have that many guys to make up for it during the game.
You don't think Davis has any structural damage?
I hope not. I don't think so. No.
No test scheduled?
No. I just talked to the doctor right before I came in here after I saw the recruit. So
You said Thomas was phenomenal at times, and it's, I think, the third out of 4 games he scored at least 24 or 23 points. Just how important was he tonight going against Haas and Swanigan, and what has allowed him to kind of maybe...
Well, he's growing confidently. They're really all getting better. I mean, I know it doesn't show up in the one-loss record. They're really improving. Our freshman, Freddie, these guys are improving, and Thomas is improving. You want your best players to continue to get better throughout the year. James was really getting better. I mean, look at the Michigan State game. He was moving at such a high level in that game. I mean, his separation ability was so good. He was defending well. Then he gets hurt early in the Michigan game. It's not the same, and we've dealt with all that. Devontae gets hurt Friday lifting a bar, okay? Gets a back spasm in the weight room, lifting a 35-pound bar to put it on the rack. You can't make this up, right? It is what it is. He hasn't been the same since, right? Because he's in and out of practice. He's recovering from the back spasm. And it just is what it is. And so guys like Thomas have to continue to get better. And it's really hard because Duran is a freshman, and we didn't have him as much tonight. But he's playing without his partners out there in the sense that OG could cover a lot of ground and make up for things, especially on the glass, and a healthy Jawan can do that. So I think the way Thomas is playing, when you look at an individual thing, is really, really impressive because he just keeps getting better and better. And he had the foul trouble in the first half. He recovered from that. And, I mean, the way he's shooting the ball, he's doing a lot of good things for us. But he needs some rest, too, at times, and we weren't able to do that as much tonight.
You mentioned you guys have a small margin for error. When you need to get some wins down the stretch to get to the NCAA tournament, what are the key things?
Well, you know what, Jeff? I don't mean to cut you off. I'm not even. We got to get ready to play Michigan. Okay, I'm not smart enough to think past that. In all honesty, so we got to get ourselves ready to play that game, and we got to keep making the improvements that we have to make, and that's our next game. And they shoot it phenomenally well, and we'll put our game plan together, and that's what our focus has got to be.
Hey, Tom.
Yes, sir.
On that play when Davis was hurt, is there any sportsmanship issue with Purdue going 5-4, or is that just the way it goes? You play.
That's a referee's call. Yeah, I don't think they can, stop the flow. I mean, I don't know. It's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know what the exact rule is on that, but they did score the basket, right? I mean, they did score. So, really, in all honesty, for that to not be anything, I mean, call the foul on Duran, right? I mean, when you end up on the floor, something happened.
Call it on both. Maybe.
Well, that or call it on Duran. I mean, I don't even mind that. I mean,
Duran's face
you can't.
fell.
Yeah, you can't be on the floor and there not be some sort of contact that came. So it is what it is. I expressed that, but I could have lived with a foul on him at that point. So, but no, I don't know the answer to that, Greg. I should, but maybe they can't stop the flow. I'm not gonna look at it as sportsmanship, though. I mean, you got to follow the referee's whistle on that. They played hard. They earned the victory. I mean, they're good. They're really good. They are really good. He's done a great job building that, putting shooters around those big kids, and again, as good as those guys are, our number one focus was defending the three. Anybody else?
You lost twice in a row to really experienced teams, and both of them were really close games. Is that where it really makes a difference in games like this? Because no team had more than a 2-point lead for like 12
Sure.
minutes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, down the road, this really helps the team. It just doesn't feel very good right now, right? I mean, James is out, and we started 2 different freshmen. 2 different freshmen got starts. We have one of those. We won these games a year ago, right? For the most part, we won those close games because experience really does matter. But we've just got to continue to understand how important the details are. And again, I've said it maybe a couple of times, it gets over magnified in a game like this because it is so close and because that margin's so small. We don't, again, when you got your full front line the way we've had it, there's so many things we can do defensively. There's so many things that it makes up for. There's so many rebounds that you get that guards don't have to get. And that's not where we're at now. So we just got to be able to keep getting better with that. But I'm not down on them at all. At all. I mean, they were ready to fight. Our week was great. The preparation was excellent. They were ready to go. They weren't too hyped in the sense of losing their mind because of the rivalry. I mean, they were ready to go. They said all the right things, because that's how we try to do it. And so it's always extra tough when you lose to a team that's close in proximity, that's got the rivalry like that. But it was the same on Sunday. It came down to a couple plays, and we got to figure out how to get over the hump on that. Okay? Thank you.